Hi everyone, welcome back to my AP Calculus class. Today I quickly explain about 2020 AP Calculus exam for AP and BC both. You have to understand three things. They change a lot because of the coronavirus. So number one, that test will be 45 minutes only, just 45 minutes. Number two, only free response questions. There is no any multiple choices questions, only free response questions. Number three, that exam will be open note. You can use your own note. So these three things key feature about 2020 AP Calculus exam. So from today, because that exam is very close, right? Less than 1 month. So from today, I keep solving free response questions only, okay? Let's start. I solved today 2019 AP Calculus BC exam free response questions. All right, let's go back there. Okay, this is a problem. A fish enter a lake at a rate modeled by the function e given by e of t equals 20 plus 15 sine of pi t over 6. Fish leaves the lake at a rate modeled by the function L given by L of t equals 4 plus 2 to the 0.1 t squared. Both ET and LT are measured in fish per hour. NT is measured in hours since midnight. That means t equals 0. Midnight is 0, right? So midnight is t equals 0. How many fish entered the lake over 5 hours period from midnight to 5 a.m. From t equals 0 to t equals 5. Give your answer to nearest whole number. This is graphing calculator required. So graphing calculator section problem. Okay, so you can use your calculator. So number one, how can you find that the number of fish entered the lake? We know that rate, the fish entered the lake, number of fish entered the lake, right? The rate of number of fish entered the lake. That function is e of t. This function is a rate. So you understand integral a to b rate dt. Rate of what? Whatever, rate of population, okay? Rate of number of fish in this case. The integral from a to b, t equals a to t equals b, the rate of something dt, that means net change. Net change from a to b. Okay, for 4 hours, what is the net change of number of fish? It asks you, right? So integral 0 to 5, the rate of change of number of fish entered the lake, that is ET, so 20 plus 15 sine pi t over 6 dt. So you have to understand the concept. Integral 8v, rate of something, rate of anything dt, represent the net change of that population, net change of that function, right? So to find that the number of fish enter the lake, we have to use 0 to, integral 0 to 5, rate of number of fish enter the lake, which is e of t in this case. So you can use a calculator to calculate. You don't have to find that integral. Just directly you can use calculator. If you use calculator, you can say it's about 153.457,690. Okay. So it's nearly to whole number. So what is your answer? 153. So just 153. This is the answer. A is done. B, what is average number of fish? Average number of fish. Leave the lake. It's not entered. Leave the lake. So what is a net change in number? Net change in number of fish that leave the lake for 5 hours. That is integral 0 to 5 LT. LT is 4 plus 2 to the 0.1 t squared dt. That doesn't mean average number, right? It is net change in number of fish that leave the lake per hour, right? Not per hour, the total number of the fish. Okay, how many fish actually left the lake for 5 hours, right? So you have to find the average, average of the function. Average of a function is what? That divided by how long? For 5 hours. So divided by 5. That means 5 minus 2, right? So what is the formula to find the average of a function? Integral. Formula is this. I'm going to write down formula here. Integral a to b fx dx over b minus a. That is a formula to find the average of a function. So I use that. So 5 minus 0. Okay, you can calculate this. It says 6.05 is about 6. 0.59038. My calculator says this. Okay, that's the answer. Okay, so you have to understand how to find the average of a function. Integral a to fx dx over b minus a. In this case, integral 0 to 5 lt dt. Because it asks you average number of fish that leave the lake. So we're going to use LT, not AT, and divide by 5 minus 0. That's the answer. Let's go to C. At what time t, for 0 to 8, is the greatest number of fish? It asks you greatest number of fish in the lake. We're going to find just the t. Okay? So what is ET minus LT? Okay? ET minus LT. So what? Why? ET means what? Rate of change, rate of number of fish per hour, right? Enter the lake, and then LT means what? The rate of number of fish that leave the lake. So that entering rate minus leaving rate is equal to actual rate in the lake. Actual rate of number of fish in the lake. So suppose if 10 fish is coming in, enter the lake, and then 5 fish left. That means actually 5 fish is increased, right? In the lake. So E of t minus L of t. So just find this function first. So it is 20 plus 15 sine pi t over 6. That is ET minus LT is 4 plus 2 to the 0.1 t squared. It is the rate of the number of fish in the lake. Entering rate minus leaving rate. That is actual rate of number of fish in the lake. Okay? Think about when this rate is 0. If that rate equals to 0, that what does it mean? Plus minus 0, right? And then 5 fish entered the lake, and then 5 fish left the lake. That means 0 fish actually. Yeah, the rate of number of fish in the lake is 0, right? Because we have same number of fishes entering and leaving. Okay, find that time to satisfy this equation. You have to use a calculator, right? There are many ways. Just input y equals this function and then find the 0. Okay, just make a graph and then find the 0. Second button, trace button, and then find the 0. You can find the 0 of this function using your calculator. And then your calculator says t equals 6.204. Okay? when t equals 6.204, that rate of number of fish in the lake is 0. But if the t is less than 6.204, that means if t is greater than or equal to 0 to less than this number, okay, that et minus lt, this function is going to be positive. So I'm going to make a tiny table. If t is exactly 6.204, that et minus lt, that is exactly 0, right? That's 0. But if t is less than this number, that rate is positive, you can plug in any number less than 6.204 into this function, Yep, they're going to be positive. And then if you draw the graph using calculator, you can automatically see the graph, right? And then that graph is above the x-axis. When t equals 6.204, that is 0, right? At that point, the function is 0. But less than that number, 6.204, the graph is above the x-axis, that means positive. And then if t is greater than 6.204, plug in any number greater than 6.20, like a 7, or if you draw the graph is below the x-axis. That means that function is negative, right? So rate is positive. That means what? Number of fish in the lake is increasing from 0 hours to 6.204 hours. After that hour, the number of fish in the lake is decreasing because the rate is negative. That's why at that moment, when t equals 6.204, the lake has maximum number of fish. The C asks you exactly at what time the greatest number of fish in the lake. Yeah, when t equals 6.204 hours. That's the answer. Last question today, number 4. Is the rate of change in numbers of fish in the lake increasing or decreasing at t equals 5? That's the question. Okay? So we know the rate of change in number of fish. So that means what? E prime of 5, that means rate of change in number of fish in the lake, okay, if that entering rate, okay, of the number of fish at t equals 5, E prime of 5. What about L prime of 5? That doesn't mean rate of change in number of fish that are leaving the lake at t equals 5, okay? If this difference, E prime of 5 minus L prime of 5 is greater than 0, that means increasing, right? That means increasing. The rate of change is increasing. But E prime of 5 minus L prime of 5 is less than 0. If that is less than 0, that means decreasing. The rate of change of the number of fish is decreasing. But in this case, if you find that, if you use a calculator, okay, there's a negative 10.7228. That is less than 0. Okay, that is less than 0. What does it mean? If they're less than 0, that is decreasing. So you can say, oh yeah, it is decreasing. And then explain why decreasing, because E prime of 5 minus L prime of 5 is negative. Okay, that's why the rate of change in number of fish in the lake is decreasing at 5 a.m. Okay, so to solve the free response questions, I quickly solve it, but you need to practice how to express your answers, okay? You have to explain your answers. You have to verify your answers sometimes, because this test 2020 AP Calculus exam questions is designed as open note. That means they're gonna ask you explain your answers, and then explain your reasoning, something like that. So you need to practice how can you explain very well using a calculus terms, okay? Anyway, I'm done today. I quickly explained what's going on 2020 AP Calculus in this year, and then I just quickly solve just one free response questions. I keep solving free response questions from the next video again. Thank you so much for watching my video. Click subscribe and like and turn on the notification, please. Thank you again. Bye bye.